some bed lights onto a 2020 Dodge or Ram 1500. I was not really up for the OEM low power one since you have to program it with the low power. It's like 120 bucks or something like that. So this is my $50 do-it-yourself version of it. I will put a link to the description below of every part that I used. These are like some $20 headlights or LED lights from Amazon. All I did was drill a hole, bolt it right through with a little thing for the wire, and also a light up switch. So how I plan to wire this is I'm gonna have, these are the factory ones, we're gonna go one on each side. The red and blue are the constants that will tell this switch to turn on. The black is the ground. The green is the 12-volt constant that will be on all the time. And what I plan to do is to wire the ground, the black wire, to a magnetic switch, which will activate the always on when the tailgate is lowered. And then if the tailgate is lowered and the light is on, and I don't want the light on, I can bypass that by clicking this switch. So otherwise, if I leave this on all the time, these lights should come on whenever I open the tailgate. And so let's bring this over real quick. So this will pop in either on that side or this side. I'm gonna run a wire to the 12-volt constant from the hitch. Looks like there is a 12-volt the positive right there. That will give me power to this guy. And then the ground, I'm gonna do a magnetic switch. Probably stick it to this guy and stick it to the other guy. We're gonna have to play with the location to see where that goes. But this should be pretty straightforward. The hardest part is going to be probably finding the wire to tap the 12-volt constant to. The ground should be pretty straightforward. Alright, so we're back here. I'm actually just using speaker wire, but I'm going to wrap it in a loom. The LED has a super small draw, so honestly I'm not too worried about it being overloaded. We're also going to fuse the power coming from the tailgate hitch. And so here's my plan. I'm gonna have the power switch on that side. I'm gonna run the wire down to the bottom. This guy's gonna come on that side, come down and across. They're gonna meet in the middle. And then when I'm down there, I'm gonna solder all the connections and heat shrink it together so that it's kind of a permanent connection. And then we're gonna have to just zip tie to whatever existing wires we have down there. Drop the wire all the way down. I'm not gonna fully put it in yet. And the wire all drops down here. All right, here it is again. The wire literally just dropped down the hole. There are a bunch of, looks like there's a bunch of tabs, which I think you can use some of these little tab zip ties to hold it in place, or you can just zip it to the hole. I guess I'm gonna follow this wire loom. Looks like it goes over. Look at that, we just found a ground as well. So we're gonna use that ground and we're gonna go straight to this harness for power. So that's one side. That pretty much should be self-explanatory. For the other side, I won't show it, but we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna drop the line down, zip tie it, we'll run it to this middle part. Driver's side all soldered together and what do you call this? Heat shrinked together. So it should be safe. The back of the harness, the yellow is not being used. Green is to the constant. We're gonna fuse it on the other side where the 12-volt constant is. The red and the blue is gonna connect to the red coming from the other side, from the other light that is. And then the black is gonna go to our magnetic switch, which will connect down bottom. Taking our magnetic switch, we are shoving it down this hole. I'm hoping to find it on the other side. We're gonna have to figure out where this mounts, somewhere along here. I'm assuming that's gonna be pretty close since this should get pretty close to this, so I think it might be a pretty good spot. And then on the other end, one side's going to go to the ground, other side's going to go to the opposite end of this guy, which all meets down at the harness below. And here's the harness that I'm going to get power from. Whether or not you need the towing package to have this harness, I'm not sure, but it is going to be the red wire on the, if you're facing from the back side, is the top left, the one next to the green. On the front of where, or I guess on the back of the bumper, there's a diagram that shows you that's the power. So I'm just going to take a wire tap. I'm going to undo that electrical tape and then just wire tap into the 12 volt. Here is the harness disconnected. I cut open some of the loom so I can get to the red wire, and then I'm going to add a fused wire tap with one of these guys. I'm going to clamp right in there, and then I'm going to wrap the whole thing back up with some electrical tape. All hooked up, just gotta finish tying everything and then heat shrink those guys. But hooked up, red lights are on. So I'm gonna find a place to put this, and so once the gate closes and it gets close to that magnet, lights turn off. Or if I wanna override it, just have to press a button. Otherwise it'll just be on all the time. And then the gate comes up with the magnet, gets close to this, turns off. Nice and bright. Let's turn off this light. See how bright it is. Oh yeah. That's pretty bright. Here it is all finished in the dark. So when we close the bed, magnets hit and turns off the light. When you open it, lights turn on. If you want to override it, you press the button and it turns off. Or press the button, turn it on, close the bed, magnet switch turns it off. And let me turn the lights real quick. You'll see it right here. And here's where I have the magnetic switch. I've got the magnetic side right here, and the other side, just double-sided tape right there. So that, I don't know if you can see this. They're pretty close to each other. It doesn't even have to be touching. Let the lights turn on. If you like this video, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up down below. Hopefully this was helpful and saves you almost $200, I guess. Thanks for watching. This is Johnny over at DTLRSHP, Dublin, California. We do paint corrections, paint protection film, ceramic coatings, pretty much anything related to protection for your car. So, DTLRSHP.com.